I got a concussion from hitting him myself. His helmet flew off. He fell back into the other guy. He was out of his shoe. Like, he legitimately fell out of his shoe.
And this is you on kickoff return?
Yeah, this is me on kickoff return, like
Okay.
the front line. Just too fat to get up the field with all the fast people, so looking for the people I can hit.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
He flew back into the other guy, knocked his helmet off. When he gets up, he goes, "Well, so y'all like to hit, huh?" And then fell down.
Jeez, man. I think that's one of the most dangerous positions in all of football.
Oh, the kickoff
Return,
dude,
man.
it is.
Getting in that shield is just
Oh,
you're standing put and you're having
absorbing.
a guy getting a 40-yard head start on you, and you just got to sit there and take it.
Yeah, well, you better be coming faster.
Yeah, and I think that's why, honestly, in the NFL they changed the rules.
They needed to.
Because, you got guys coming in there coming for your neck for 15 yards, Whenever it first changed, I was kind of, this is changing the game. But I kind of agree with it from that standpoint. Now, for me playing and seeing all these guys get their head taken off from it. So
That's what we were talking about that the other day. I mean, the long-term effects. I mean, especially,
I still haven't even watched the movie with Will Smith. I'm scared to, man.
The trailer,
I really am.
the trailer itself does enough justice.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because we know it's real. We know it is.
especially whenever you do the scan, you can only scan for whenever the brain's deceased. The fact that
But can you? Is that like fat?
that's it. Yeah, you can only scan for CTE whenever the brain's deceased. So what happens is, because I did a lot of research into it after doing scans and all that, man. Like I said, like the shaking and all that crap. It's what happens is you play football at an early age like we do down south. Okay? Your brain's not fully set in a place until the age of 13 or 14 years old. Now, 6 or 7 years old, we start putting on pads. We're hitting head on, especially on the line, tight end, left guard. I mean, on the line, it's helmet-to-helmet contact at first, every play.
Yeah.
That is, I think it takes 100 pounds of pressure per square inch to be legally concussed. Every play on that offensive and defensive line is 600 to 700 pounds of pressure per square inch, on average. At a young age, whenever you're hitting, your brain's not set in place. So every time you hit, it's slowly rotating. Now, here's where our problem with our generation comes into play. Because this generation is going to be okay because they're doing all the protocols, man. They are to the T watching this stuff. Like, if somebody gets up and somebody takes a hard hit.
So that's why they're changing everything right
Yeah, if somebody takes a hard hit, we were just like we got the wrong end of the deal.
now. Guinea pigs.
yeah, we got the wrong end of the deal.
Well, I wouldn't even say we're the guinea pigs. Back in the day. Whew.
Yeah.
I remember whenever, because my dad was a John Curtis fan. You know John Curtis? Yeah. So
Oh, yeah.
I actually went to Curtis in 6th and 7th grade. And so seeing those guys and how they prepared for their games on Friday nights, it was insane. I mean, it was like I'm watching college guys. I mean, they would have, I want to say they had 3 days back in the day. I mean, it was just insane. You just don't really see that now because of, and I don't think if it's just lack of nutrition, lack of, whatever the case may be, but I can definitely see why it is changing, and it should be.
Well, I remember the bullpen.
The bullpen? Elaborate.
Whenever you're standing in the middle and everybody circle around you, the coach is walking behind a player. The one he taps comes at you and you have to react.
We never did that.
Yeah, we were doing.
We never did that.
We were doing that at 10 years old.
What y'all call it? The bullpen?
The bullpen.
I think we did it my freshman year, but I wasn't on varsity, but we called it bull in the ring.
Bull in the ring, yeah.
Bull in the ring, same thing. But one of the guys was actually videoing, and it actually ended up going to LHSAA or.
Oh yeah, it's dude, it is.
It was
highly illegal. I mean, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
I loved it. I love being in the middle of that damn ring.
Oh yeah, because you're the biggest one.
No, dude, I wasn't the biggest one.
No.
No, but I'm just gonna. Hey, if you knock me down, power to you, bro. Because the only time I've ever been laid out was whenever I pulled on the play my sophomore year against Karen Crow with Jacoby Briscoe at the D end spot.
Jacoby Briscoe.
And Briscoe was a freak of nature.
Yeah, he was.
He hit me so hard that he fell back. Like that. Hey, that's about the only time.
Yeah.
The only other time I've been laid out was my first rugby practice.
Rugby.
My first
That's
rugby
a whole
practice.
other story. One of my buddies used to play at Jesuit, and I don't know if I could play that, man. I don't know.
Oh, you see, I'm retired. But anyway, yeah, back to that whole aspect of it. So 6, 7 years old, we're introduced to this. So our brains, every time you hit, your brain slowly starts to rotate. Now, by the time you get to the age of 13, 14 years old, your brain sets in place, but it's not set in the correct space. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
It's almost altered a little bit.
our
yeah.
brains are altered in a case to where,
Yeah.
you take 111 amateur athletes. That means high school football players with deceased brains, and you run the CTE scan and test for it. 111 and 110 come back with it. That's a problem.
Yeah.
But the good news is they are finding out more and more about it. So we can go about it one of two ways. We could sit here. One thing that really got to me was I was watching this thing called the CTE Diaries. It's about this 24-year-old who was experiencing, which is when most of our symptoms start. NFL players experience it later because they're continuously hitting.
Right. Well, that's actually really why I brought this. And
The SAO.
is because, the year after he got done playing,
Yeah.
he shot himself in the chest.
Yeah, so it's like, you stop playing high school, it starts to affect you earlier. Well, he had this little diary he kept called the CTE Diaries. And it got to the point finally where his last page, he said, "Please donate my brain to science." And he shot himself in the chest so that way his brain could be studied.
Wow.
And I saw that and I'm like, damn, man. I'm like, all right, I know if all these studies are telling me what they're telling me, and being from experience, with headaches, chronic, man, I mean, I brutalized my body for a long time. I used my body as a battering ram, my head as a battering ram.
I went to the LSU McNeese game this past year, and I had like this weird, I don't know how to explain it, man. I was watching the game, and I was just almost like, I don't know, like me being a football player and seeing all these years and seeing this running back fight for 3 yards and get his head taken off. It made me feel some type of way. And I'm just like, man, bro, like these kids are really sacrificing their bodies for 2-3 yards.
Yeah.
And it's crazy when you really think about it from that perspective.
Well, you see, I look at it from the perspective of would I change anything that I did? Hell no.
No.
Because I love knocking motherfuckers on their asses. But the thing that really got to me is I started thinking about it, going through the experiences myself, and I'm thinking to myself, man, I'm not going to sit here because, I fell into a deep, deep, dark place. I'm like, well, fuck, if I'm not going to remember anything by the time I'm 60, 70 years old, what the hell's the point?
Yeah.
Spent a whole half a year like that, and then I saw that, and I said, oh, no, dude, if nobody's going to talk for them, because I know I am not the only person who's dealing with these long-term effects. Mm-hmm. Every single football player who's played at our age is experiencing this, and it should be addressed, which it is. We were talking about this on the phone. It's not something you want to talk about, really, because people are going to say, oh, fuck, football players are just going to be crazy-head people whenever. No, it's not like that. What we're doing here is we're acknowledging that there is a problem that needed to be addressed, and we're addressing it now. Mm-hmm. And whenever you take steps, like I play brain games all the time, man. Look, I'm not saying my mind's deteriorating. I'm just saying, my body has taken a toll,
Yeah, and I think that's why you see guys like Drew Brees, that are kind of advocating, hey, let's do flag football until junior high, and then let's put some pads on.
I am all for
100%.
it because at first, whenever I saw that, I called it out as being pussy. Mm-hmm. I'm like, they're pussifying the sport. Then the question was asked. You brought this up to me whenever I said, would I let my kids play football? And I said, not until high school. I mean that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to push for anything other. Mm-hmm. As much as it pains me to not be able to go to the Friday Night Lights, I'm going to push, to the fact where you're going to be a skill player. And you're not going to be where those big old hefties.
Right.
Those 300-pound monsters are going to be trying to take you out.
Best job in football, man, long snapper.
Our backup kicker.
Oh.